This video is about giving yourself permission. I've had this video request a few times, so I decided today I was just going to lay it out there. I find that so many people these days don't really know how to make certain changes in their lives, but the reason we don't really know how is because we've never really learned how to give ourselves permission. Permission to change, permission to do things differently, and biggest issue is permission to change the way we see ourselves, as if someone else has authority over our own identity, as if someone else knows if we're good or bad or worthy or capable. The reality is that you are a soul having human experience. Every desire that you have in the world is definitely possible, but you must believe before you receive. It's interesting because I really think about my own life, and I really think about how when you learn to love yourself and you start really loving yourself, the universe engenders its support and participation within everything you desire. So it's not like you're doing everything on your own. It's not like you have to figure it all out. You are co-creating, but you can't co-create with the universe until you become the energy of the universe, which is love. When you start loving yourself, life loves you back. And it's a hard one for people to get. And that's why there's tools and daily practices to really start seeing these changes in your life by being the change, which you guys know I talk to ad nauseum. But it is the reality. And the first thing is, I hear people telling me about, how do I give myself permission to do this, this, and this? The first thing you really have to understand is until you choose you, your inner self won't let you choose anyone else over the long term. It won't. You have to be number one for you. So that's the first step in giving yourself permission. But really, the biggest part of learning how to give yourself permission to have and do and be whatever you want is to really look at the behaviors you have due to the misinterpretations you have that might still be in your life. This is what I mean. The behavior we have towards life, the reactions we have, are what perpetuate patterns. So to give yourself permission for a new pattern, for a new change, for a new something, new job, new relationship, whatever it is, you have to really look at your instinctual reactions to the things that are occurring. And really see how when you change your reaction to something by just simply thinking maybe there's another possibility, maybe your assumption or what you think the truth is isn't. Maybe there's a reality that's loving that you haven't seen yet. And really start banking on the fact that everything's happening for you and not to you. Everything has your best interest. That's co-creation. When you really start seeing that in everything that goes on in your life, whether it hurts or not, see how maybe there is another reality. Maybe there is another possibility. And when we do that, we start creating change and momentum in our lives, and we see how that's really all the permission we needed was to start seeing things differently. When we see things differently, we realize that there is no authority over your identity other than you by the patterns you continue or not. So think about this. Maybe when you were a child, you grew up in maybe an abusive home, or there was poverty, or there was things that weren't good. And you got the message that maybe you were bad, that maybe you didn't deserve, that maybe you had to get permission for everything, right? But then we get older and we really ask ourselves again, what makes that person or that thing or whatever we think it is have more authority over our own identity? The answer is no one. No one does. And when you own your truth, it's owning your own opinion about who you are. That's the first step in getting all the permission you need to have the love and life that you desire. So where do I get that permission? I get that permission by first stepping into the reality that perhaps I create my own identity by what I choose to believe about myself. Secondly, by how I react to things, which perpetuates something that either tells me I'm good or not good. And really shifting into thinking maybe everything that happens is for my benefit. Then you don't react in ways that perpetuate this old identity that you're trying to get rid of. And then the third step is really loving yourself enough every day in every way to build momentum and make that your reality. And when you start loving yourself, life loves you back. So these are just a few little tips to giving yourself permission. I hope you like this video. Please share. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.